Hello mate, alright.
Good evening.
I'm talking about the two-witness rule, you know, this one that allows paedophiles to go freely from door to door.
From door to door.
Any chance of talking about this two-witness rule, how you elders like hide paedophiles and send them out secretly so as they can interfere with other people's children? Hey? Hey?
You're interested in a leaflet?
That's very Christian of you, isn't it? What's that, to keep them all locked in, is it? Eh?
Protect the sheep.
Eh?
Protect your flock. Plenty of leaflets to
London
go around.
Branch Committee was disbanded. Your London British Branch Committee was disbanded because it had paedophiles on it. They were aware that they had paedophiles. Jehovah's Witnesses regularly hide paedophiles. Jehovah's Witnesses shun poor people. They stop grandparents talking to their grandchildren. They stop mums talking to their daughters. They stop fathers talking to their sons. They stop brothers talking to brother, sister to sister. Shunning is pagan. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society in the 1940s, 1947, did a good article on how excommunication was pagan. And then a few years after, they changed it to disfellowshipping. They changed it to disfellowshipping. Look at that, eh? Not a way to drive. Christian driving.
That's terrible.
Yeah, terrible driving. We'll put that on YouTube.
Oh,
We'll
yes.
put that on YouTube. Stop pushing me, Mush.
You pushed that into my back.
Do not push into me.
You pushed that
You're
into my
meant to
back.
be a Christian.
That's not very
You follow
Christianly now, is it?
Jesus. We're fed up you kicking our boards all over the place just because we're here to try to protect the children from you wicked elders who will cover up all kinds of paedophilia. Yeah, we know. We know about all your secret letters. Yeah. We know about all your secret letters. Phone the branch, legal department. Yes, we do. When are you going to change this two-witness rule? Eh? If a little kiddie comes to you and says one of Jehovah's Witnesses have interfered with them, phone the police. We're fed up with you blinking hiding it under the carpet. You stop taking advantage of these poor children. Stop taking advantage of these poor children.
Excuse me, mate. You just
Don't
backed up into
insist
me.
on a
You didn't like.
two-witness
I've got it
rule.
on film, mate. You've got
Don't
it on film,
insist
mate.
on two witnesses. Phone the police.
Camera never lies, does it?
The police are the
Should know that
experts
by
in
now.
child molesting.
You find out how
Phone
caught
the
last time.
police. Stop sweeping all this child molesting under the carpet.
Plenty of people to come out, isn't there?
Stop sweeping child molesting under the carpet. You're a member of a mind control cult. And of course you feel that you're not.
Why is it you find it
You're
funny?
under mind control.
You find it funny that you're covering up child molestation? You turn your back
Jehovah's
on
Witnesses
child
are
molestation.
paying out millions in the courts.
Got nothing to say.
Compensation because they've allowed.
If it was your
little
kiddie
children
being
to be
abused, would you do
molested.
something?
Elders have kept it secret. Elders have swept it under the carpet. Watchtower
I think
Bible and
not.
Tract Society are paying millions out of court settlements, so as you don't get to read about it in the newspapers. Jehovah's Witnesses have 30 billion in the bank.
Stop safeguarding paedophiles! Safeguard your children!
Safeguard the children.
That's quite a good one.
Stop hiding paedophiles. The two-witness rule is wicked. How would Jesus insist that the little kiddie would need two witnesses if a little kiddie's come crying to you saying that they've been molested? Don't ask to see two witnesses. Remember what Jesus would have done. Jesus loved the little children. He said we need to become like little children. Yes, he did.
Yeah. Have to keep the cameras rolling.
I think what they're doing is
Is-
trying to make it look like they're too scared to come out. You know what I mean? And try to make a complaint about it.
Oh,
I'm thinking.
that's possibly what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. They're trying to make it look like people are too scared to come out.
So we look like the bad people.
Well, they're being locked in, I suppose.
Well,
There's
we're
gates
not
all
stopping anybody from leaving, are we?
No, we're not. People
No.
have been leaving.
Anyone's stopping them? It's
Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in the court.
We are within the
for
law.
child molesting. They're having to pay compensation.
This is an organised protest.
Jehovah's Witnesses are being asked to pay more.
Sadly, we can't be
in their
moved on.
contributions
We have the right to
to
be
pay
here.
for all the legal costs of fighting all these child molestation cases in the court. The British Branch Committee was disbanded because it has it had paedophiles on it, and they had been allowing paedophiles to frequent Kingdom Halls freely. It's wrong. The two-witness rule is wrong. What would Jesus have done? Would Jesus had insisted that the little children have two witnesses? Would Jesus insisted that that little child explain what had happened, what was done, how did they feel, be interrogated by elders, window cleaners? Would Jesus do that?
Looks like a proud man
Would
stood over there.
Jehovah give it its backing? No, he wouldn't. Jesus loved the children. He
I
would
think that
protect
man's
the children.
listening to everything
He
we're
wouldn't
saying.
insist on two witnesses.
Hopefully he's taking it
He
all in.
would not insist that two witnesses be provided to see whether they'd been molested. No, he would not. If you're following Jesus, then get rid of the two-witness rule. Jesus would have nothing to do with the two-witness rule. Jesus wouldn't torture little children.
He would in your eyes.
Stop torturing these little children and phone the police. Stop sweeping it under the carpet. Phone the police. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society use cartoon characters to inculcate little children. Something they a little while ago had said the world does was wicked. Now Watchtower Bible and Tract Society are doing it. Yeah, little Sophia and Caleb trying to inculcate little children into Watchtower Bible and Tract Society.
Off your leaflet.
Yeah. Using all these worldly ways to entrap people. Yeah, Watchtower Bible and Tract Society are paying out millions in compensation for allowing little children to be molested. You an elder, are ya? You disfellowship people, have ya? Stop mamas, little girls talking to their mum. Stop little boys talking to their dad. You an elder, have ya? How many of them have committed suicide, eh? How many's on your conscience? Eh, elder? Elder? How many people have committed suicide after you blinking disfellowshipped them, eh, elder? Eh? You elders disfellowshipping little children so they can't talk to their mums and dads, eh? How many have killed themselves, eh, elder? How many have gone into depression, eh, elder? Yeah. Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in compensation.
Silence
Child
of the
molesting
lambs.
cases, compensation for allowing little children to be molested. Yeah. They're asking you to pay more in your contributions so as to cover the costs of these fines they're given for allowing little children to be molested. Jehovah's Witnesses freely send out paedophiles from door to door to inculcate people into a mind control religion. Check it out on the internet. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society say you're not to look anywhere else. You're not to look at the other side of the argument. Because if you do, you'll see that it's true. Jehovah's Witnesses are sweeping child molesting under the carpet, and it's got to stop. This two-witness rule is wicked. Jesus would not back the two-witness rule. Jesus loved little children. He wouldn't wish any harm to come to them. You imposing this two-witness rule is torturing little children. If there's anybody been molested in this congregation, go to the police. Go to the police, you'll be believed. You will be believed. Elders are not believed, they tell lies in court. They try to hide child molesting. They do whatever Jehovah tells them to do. They cannot be trusted. It isn't Jehovah speaking through the governing body. They have no proof that they are prophets of God. The only proof there is that they are false prophets. They said that in 1914 the end would come. In 1975 the end would come. They said this generation will by no means pass away until all these things have occurred.
How wrong they were.
How wrong they were. That generation is all dead. You have now the crossover generation.
Oh look, he's interested. He's stepping closer.
Yeah, the crossover generation. I'm not going to explain it to you. I'm sure you couldn't explain it to me. It's just another way that Watchtowers had to cover themselves. They've had to think up something else, the crossover generation. Because the generation that will by no means pass away until all these things have occurred have passed away. They've all passed away and they're dead. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society are paying out millions in child molestation cases because they allow
There's an angry man.
There's an angry man if ever I've seen one.
Little children. Little children are going into depression because they're not able to speak to their mums and dads. They're not allowed to speak to their brothers and sisters. People they've gone to school with. All their close friends. Elders, you are responsible. You are responsible for ruining young people's lives.
Thank you for that.
Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in the courts. They settle out of court so as you don't get to read it in your newspapers. Jehovah's Witnesses regularly sweep child molesting under the carpet. Jehovah's Witness
There's
elders
a poor child there, look.
are causing young people to go into severe depression.
Born into it, has no choice.
Elders, disfellowshipping people, are causing them to commit suicide. These elders are not from God. These elders hide what they are. They do anything that Jehovah tells them to do. But it isn't Jehovah saying it. They do not follow Jesus. They insist on the two-witness rule. When a little kiddie comes to them crying that they've been molested by a Jehovah's Witness, they insist that they have two witnesses. Would Jesus insist that they have two witnesses? No, Jesus wouldn't. The two-witness rule is wicked. The two-witness rule is wrong. Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in the high courts for child molestation cases. They've held elders have allowed paedophiles to go freely from door to door and interfere with Jehovah's Witness children. Elders have been caught interfering with Jehovah's Witness children. Elders will not go to court and tell the truth. Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in the courts for child molestation cases. Peter Sutcliffe is now your brother. Sutcliffe, a murderer, a rapist and a murderer. You can talk to Peter Sutcliffe, he's your brother. But you can't talk to that person you know who's been disfellowshipped for having a cigarette or something. No, you can't. These elders impose the shunning policy. They are wicked. These elders insist that little children need two witnesses. and if they haven't got 2 witnesses, then they must be lying. Then they persecute the poor victim. Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in the courts. They're paying out millions in compensation because they've allowed children to be molested. These elders cannot be trusted. These elders are not from God. They are a false prophet. Deuteronomy 4:18 says, how to know it, whether it comes from Jehovah or not, is whether it comes true. Watchtower Bible and Tract Society have made no ends of false prophecies. They hide child molesters within their number. Their elders are going to be held responsible for all this covering up of child molesting. Their wealth, your congregation will have to pay for any of these child molestation cases. Your elders will have to pay for hiding letters, secret letters, and keeping files on people, and then saying they haven't got it.
No. What day is good for you?
These elders are going to be held responsible for covering up child molesting. David Cameron says he's going to make these people responsible. Those who hide child molesters are going to be held accountable for what they've done. Jehovah's Witnesses elders will be among that number. They have hidden child molesters.
Sorry, mate.
Oh, sorry about that.
Right, carry on.
Jehovah's Witnesses are paying out millions in compensation for having allowed child molesters to molest children of Jehovah's Witnesses. Your elders can't be trusted. They cannot even hold their temper. They have to kick the signs all over. They're not very Christian. They kick things. When people peacefully demonstrate and put signs up that you ask for the child protection policy, they kick them all over the floor. That's what they think of your child protection policy.
You're not very
They
good at
kick
this
it
job,
all
is it?
over the floor. They do not have a proper child protection policy. They're not concerned about protecting your children. You see how concerned they were on YouTube when they kicked the signs all over the place. That's what Jehovah's Witnesses do. They pay out millions in compensation and then come to you and ask for more money in your donations. Well, that's all for me for tonight, so good night from me and good night from him, and we'll see you on Sunday morning. Good night.
Thursday, 7:15.